Becky Kaufman, and welcome to Saving Taste. I think there's a taste crisis in America. People eat for convenience, people eat because it's good for you, but it doesn't taste good. I'm not going to eat things that don't taste good. I think everyone can cook food that really tastes good and is good for you just with good ingredients or a little technique. What we're going to make today is a chocolate pavlova. It's one of my favorite recipes, and it's this weird thing that nobody knows what it is, but it's delicious. First thing we're going to start with is egg whites. I have 4 egg whites here. And I like to separate eggs through my fingers. You can use the 2 shells, it doesn't really matter. You just don't want any yolks in them. So I'm going to put them in my handy stand mixer, and I'm going to throw in a pinch of salt. Salt helps the eggs beat up, and it gets it going and it helps to flavor it later. So we're going to put that in and turn it up. You don't want to turn it all the way up because you'll end up wearing it. And when this gets to soft peaks, which is when it stops looking like foam and starts looking like meringue, you want to add your sugar a little bit at a time. This is a ½ cup of sugar, and once my egg whites get a little farther along, I'm going to add it in a little bit at a time. Okay, so we've gotten to stiff peaks. You can have soft peaks and you can have stiff peaks. And what you want is to be able to turn it upside down and it stands up like that. You can do that, or you can turn the entire bowl upside down and it's going to stay, just like that. So what we're going to do after this is we're going to start folding our ingredients. So one of the things I want to talk about is chopping chocolate. Chocolate, usually the kind that you get in bars, is better quality than chocolate chips. And the best way to do it is to use bar chocolate, break it up with your hands, and use a big knife. So just put your hand on the tip and rock it back and forth. We're going to need 2 ounces of chopped chocolate for our pavlova. And I got this one started already, but it doesn't need to be dust. So just tip it right in. Now, seriously, who doesn't love chocolate? This is one of the recipes I've had the best response for, and even though people don't know what it is, they still eat it. So we've got our chopped chocolate in here. This is 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. This is going to get chucked in. And then this is ½ a tablespoon of balsamic vinegar. Vinegar is one of the things that gives the pavlova its texture, the gooey on the inside and crispy on the outside. So I'm going to fold all this in, just nice and gently, don't deflate it. It's going to look a little strange. I'm going to turn like kind of a dark brown, but it's because of all the chocolate in there. Alright, so we're folding, and one of the main things that's important is to make sure you get to the bottom of the bowl, because you don't want to turn your pavlova out onto your sheet and have it look like dirt from cocoa powder. So this is really well mixed in, and I'm going to move my board over and grab my pan. With pavlovas, you don't want to grease your cookie sheet. You don't want any kind of Pam or butter or anything on it because your pavlova is going to go flat. So I have a round of parchment paper, just fold it up and cut it out. And what you want to do is you want to put this in the middle and make a circle about 8 inches wide and 1.5 inches high. Just smooth it out as best you can. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's going to get flipped anyway when we put it on the plate. So it smells good, it really does, because there's tons of chocolate in here. You have chopped chocolate, and you could probably even put a little chocolate liqueur in here. More chocolate the better, seriously. So you just want to make this as pretty as you can, but don't worry if it's not perfect. And we're going to put it in at the oven. My oven is preheated to 350, and one of the tricks about baking pavlovas is that you put them in at 350 and immediately turn it down to 300. That just makes the pavlova go eep and crisp up around the outside and stay gooey inside. So this one's a little fat. I'm going to spread them out a little more. So here's our finished pav. Don't let it slide off. And this is going to go in the oven, like I said. Start it higher and turn it right down. And while this is baking, I'm going to wash my dishes and I'm going to put in some whipped cream. So our pavlova is completely cool. What you want to do is when they're finished, there should be a little spongy in the middle but crispy around the outside. Turn off the oven and open the door and let it cool completely in the oven like we have here. What we're going to top our pavlova is with good old-fashioned whipped cream. When you whip cream, you want your cream and your bowl to be very cold. I just took this out of the freezer so it's nice and frothy. So this is going to get on the stand mixer. So this, my friends, is a pavlova in all of its glory. Thank you so much for coming along to the adventure that is the first episode of Saving Taste. And remember, if it doesn't taste good, don't eat it.